Spring has come over on places, plants, flowers blooming together to welcome New Year 2015. In the jubilant atmosphere of Spring 2015, the British International School in Hanoi (BIS) organized Tet Fair, an annual activity with more than 30 exciting games, both folk and nearly 30 traditional food booths. On this occasion, Vietnamese and foreign students are eager to learn more about traditional customs of Vietnam.
Can I take this opportunity to welcome you here today to the BIS Tet Festival that we are holding here. It's a wonderful event. We bring the whole BIS community together to enjoy and celebrate the Tet period here in Hanoi in Vietnam.
Mr. Anthony was moved to work at the BIS Hanoi in 3 years, as well as 3 times that he and his family celebrated Tet holiday in Hanoi. Every year, he and the students at BIS are very eager to participate in the Tet Fair. For them, this is a chance to experience the customs and traditions of Tet holiday in Vietnam, and this time they chose to tie up chung cake. The pretty and small chung cake is tied up skillfully by the hands of students and Mr. Anthony. This is the first stage of the process making chung cake. The BIS students come from many countries around the world such as Vietnam, South Korea, Spain, England, etc. They were very surprised and strange when exposed to the tradition of Vietnam.
Dạ có chút hơi khó tại vì con vẫn chưa biết cách buột, với cả là kiểu như là làm cho bánh chưng nó nhìn đẹp hơn, nhưng con đã từng làm một lần ở nhà rồi nên cũng quen hơn là các bạn nước ngoài ạ.
I love it how it's got to do things with the environment, trees and leaves and stuff. So yeah, it was a very fun experience.
It is a little bit difficult because it needs some skills like tie this ribbon, and this is difficult for me, but this process is much easier. So I very enjoy this.
Hello, the viewers of Sharing Vietnam on VTC10 Net Việt. There is just one day before traditional Tet holiday in Vietnam 2015. We can feel the Tet atmosphere in the air, in the street, and in the Tet Fair that we haven't seen from previous reports. So before discovering the new features of the Tet Fair, we welcome Mr. Anthony Rowlands, the principal of British International School, and he will share with us the information of the fair. Hello, Mr. Rowland, and Happy New Year.
It's a pleasure and thank you for being here, and Happy New Year to you and chúc mừng năm mới.
So, Mr. Rowland, we see that just one day before celebrating the Tet holiday in Vietnam. So, as a foreigner working and living in Vietnam, what do you feel?
Well, it's a very exciting time, and it's a time when our students certainly get very excited. They always get prepared for Tet. They know Tet is coming. So it's something we feel is very, very important in the school. And we try and get the students to understand the importance of the Tet holiday, the importance of understanding how important a family day it is, that all Vietnamese families get together and celebrate this great period. Coming from the UK, Christmas is very important to us, and we understand as foreigners in Vietnam how important Tet is because of how important Christmas is to us. So it's fantastic to be here during the Tet holiday and to see how Vietnamese people celebrate Tet, how our students understand and enjoy Tet, and also that we can partake in that and we can enjoy ourselves the Tet holiday here in Vietnam. It's very special for us as foreigners to be in the country when this wonderful festival is taking place.
And mentioning the Tet Fair that we haven't seen from previous reports, I just wondered that in which situation that you decided to organize the Tet Fair in the British International School.
Yes, well, when we first opened 3 years ago in 2012, We were an international school in Vietnam, a lot of Vietnamese students, so we felt it important to celebrate the important cultural activities and holidays of Vietnam, including the Moon Festival. We did a wonderful Moon Festival celebration at the school, but equally we wanted to do something special for Tet, being that it is the major holiday and a major festival in Vietnamese culture and tradition. And what better way than having a wonderful Tet Fair that we could put together outside for the whole school community to come and enjoy and experience all the wonderful traditions and culture of Vietnam, not just of Hanoi, but of all the country areas as well. And we have games and food from different parts of Vietnam. So it brings the whole bit about Vietnam and the importance of Tet to Vietnam to one fair. So that was the whole idea behind it, was to celebrate the Tet and also to celebrate the wonderful country that Vietnam is.
And could you tell us more about the unique features of the activities that are happening in the Tet Fair 2015?
Various activities, various traditional games from around Vietnam. We also put performances on the stage. There'll be a group of 10 students, I think it is, playing the traditional Vietnamese drums. There'll be other dances going on, traditional Vietnamese dances. So it's not just the games, but also performances on the stage. It's a wonderful, colourful, fantastic festival where we enjoy the music and the dance and the games of Vietnam. The process is very complicated, but our staff the first year was more difficult because it's the first time we did it. And once you've done one thing once, you look at what went well, what didn't go well, so you try and improve. And our staff are quite experienced in putting things together now. And we try and involve parents as well. Parents are involved in running different stalls for us as fundraising and so on, and producing different food. So we're gradually going to increase it and bring more parent involvement in as well, so that there's an ownership to the fair, that it's not just the school organising, but the whole community is organising it. And it's one of the few events during the year where all our parents and all our students come, and there'll be 800 to 1,000 people here, if not more. So it's wonderful to see everybody here enjoying this wonderful festival.
Yes, and now is the time for us to enjoy the Tet Fair 2015 with our guest today, Mr. Rollins. Tet Fair 2015 is an opportunity to look back on those activities celebrating Vietnamese traditional Tet holiday, admire the talent of making tàu hair or spectacular calligraphy, and the performances imbued with the spirit of the nation.
It helps students because it will let them connect to their past again and understand the roots of Vietnam.
Từ nãy giờ con tham gia được là tranh cát, rồi xem tranh người ta vẽ tranh đồng hồ với cả làm bánh chưng, thì con thấy là nó rất là thật so với truyền thống và văn hóa của Việt Nam, và nó cỡ mang cho cỡ những bạn quốc tế biết là như là truyền thống Việt Nam như thế nào. Đây là một cơ hội rất là tốt, tại vì là bọn con từ bé đã được học trường quốc tế nên cũng hơi bị ảnh hưởng bởi thế giới phương Tây, nên đây là một cơ hội tốt để bọn con nhớ về và trân trọng những cái mà truyền thống mà Việt Nam có.
Tet Fair 2015 at the BAS contributed to preserve the image of a modern Vietnam, but still imbued with national identity. The traditional and cultural activities of Vietnam have contributed to celebrate the new year in a positive and meaningful way. And through the Tet Fair at the British International School, the students will have opportunities to discover and know more about the traditional customs of Vietnam. So what do those activities mean to both Vietnamese and foreign students?
I think as a school, as an international school, it's important we celebrate the culture of all the nationalities that we have at the school. We celebrate Christmas, we celebrate various other cultures of people that we have at the school. Another important week for us is International Week, which will be coming up very soon. Again, we have celebration of different countries then, and Korea, Japan, etc. And look at the food and various activities that they do in those countries. Our students don't just come to school to learn about maths or English. They learn about each other and learn about the various countries that they come from. But obviously with Tet being in Vietnam, it's important that the international students as well learn about the importance of Vietnamese traditions and games. It's all about us all learning together, and that's what an international school is. It's about holistic learning and understanding and valuing different countries and different people from around the world.
And what is the aim of British International School in organizing the activity like Tet Fair?
Well, when we first did it 3 years ago, it was just wonderful to see all those games taking place, and to see not just the games themselves, but to see how our children really enjoyed playing them and taking part in them and taking part in all the activities. And certainly it's wonderful to see them wearing our eyes during the Moon Festival as well. So, all these things are important for us as foreigners living in Vietnam to understand how Vietnamese people live and how they enjoy their traditions and the games and so on that go on, and particularly seeing it through the eyes of the children. For us as foreigners, we're always learning about different countries that we live in, and this is a great way of learning one aspect of Vietnamese life. Well, our 8 memoir, which you'll see on the walls around the school, is Global Citizens Learning Together. And the important thing for us as a school is to understand the culture of the country that we're living in, where we are, about Hanoi, about Vietnam, but also learning about the world and becoming global citizens and gaining respect and integrity, which are 2 of our key words, and respecting and being integral about different countries from around the world. So we're very much about developing global citizens and making them aware of all world issues and understanding different cultures from around the world as well.
And as a foreigner that working in Vietnam, could you share with us, or could you remind of one of your unforgettable memory that stick in your mind when joining Tet Fair?
I just think I've got to be honest. The first morning I turned up on a Sunday morning was the first year we did it, and just arriving and having seen the work that went in the day before into setting it up and putting everything in place, but just arriving that morning before everybody else had arrived, and just seeing how the staff and our Vietnamese staff had transformed the area and changed the area and made it look so wonderful and spectacular and colourful. And for me that was, wow, this is wonderful. And it was worth all the hard work that we'd done to plan it. And it was wonderful for the staff that put all that together. But just seeing everything and just looking and thinking this is going to be a fantastic day, that was it. That was the first thing that stuck in my mind. And obviously then watching all the activities happening during that day and so on. But my first memory was of coming in through those gates out there and just seeing, oh, this is wonderful.
And this information has wrapped up our talk show today. Thank you so much, Mr. Roland, for joining us today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much. I just would like to wish our whole school community and the people of Vietnam a wonderful Tet holiday. Enjoy time with your family, enjoy the good food and things that you prepare. And Happy New Year to you all. Chúc mừng năm mới.
And that concludes our show today. Thank you for watching us. Any comments or recommendations, please send an email to showingvietnam@netvietv.net. And now is the time for the people to go out and celebrate the holiday in Vietnam. Goodbye and see you soon.